Here we have a Husqvarna Viking 980. This also applies to the Flairmatic, White Flairmatic 9810. It's the same sort of motherboard inside, just slightly different cartridges, which you can't get out with one hand. 1 second. Okay, done. So what you can see here is that this machine's brown, and that is the pattern cartridge I had that went with it, but I only had A and B. So these pattern cartridges are dual-sided, but I got another machine which had the C and D cartridge. But then it didn't work in the other machine, the blue machine. It wasn't working right. And I couldn't quite understand what was going on. Now what was interesting to me was, if you look here, these are the same cartridges, but that one's solid in the bottom and that one's not. If I turn this over, what you'll notice is this little white patch here. And then there's teeth, essentially teeth missing there. And on the original brown machine, so the circuit board that this had in it from the factory, it had sensors in here, and that white caused the sensors to detect a bright spark, a bright light from the sensors, the light sensors, and then work. However, it just wasn't reliable. Plus, I didn't have the D and C and D cartridge. So when I got the other machine, I noticed these were different on the bottom, and I couldn't understand why. But what I realized is, if you look down here, there are these three little metal bits, and what they are actually is switches. Okay? And when all three of them are engaged, it basically says to give you that, the A cartridge. It just accepts all three. As you put this one in, what that's going to do is it's going to disconnect. So when they're in the up position where they are now, all three are saying they've got, or closed circuit, sorry. When this pushes down, this now opens the two right sides, and it leaves only this one activated, and that tells it you're in pattern cartridge A. If I flip it around, the middle one and the right one are now going to be pressed, and the first one is left open, and that says it's B. For pattern C, what it says is push down the left one and leave the right two open. And for cartridge D, it says leave the first two up and open the right hand side, and then that will give you the letters. And that's basically how they work. And then what you do is here you press the button to each one, and then you go across, so the meeting of these 2 points tells you where you are. So that would give me number 4 now. And you can put them in programming. So I've got an asterisk down here, plus, minus, what's actually, I suppose, a multiplication sign sort of thing, division, multiplication, you could do those. So that's all the patterns it has, plus a few special characters, the O with umlauts, and the AE sign, and the A. So those aren't used too much. In fact, that one does exist, mouette in French, but those aren't. The A with 2 umlauts? Rare for sure, but those other two, the AE is a little rare as well, but they're for other lines. There's you got the accent aigu, so you can use that for that, but it's missing so many other ones. The U with the 2 dots over top, so it doesn't have every character under the sun, but that's okay. I'm just going to do it in what we call Latin characters for most of mine. So they've got that there, but it's really easy to use, and you just go across. Here's your faggoting stitch. So this is the same as the 960, these patterns here, but then it's got these cartridges, which is what I wanted. You'd figure a way to get this out. You can reach in with your On the back side of sort of pattern C, it's sort of got variations on these, which are kind of cute for a bit of heirloom stitching, and then we've got these patterns as well. So it's got a reasonable enough selection of patterns for anything I would need to do. But the most important are up here anyway: multi-point zigzag, zigzag, straight stitch with needle position, and then some of the overcasting and a few blind hems and things. So this machine will definitely do what I need. Here we've got sort of the wiggly for stretch. These two work very well for stretches as well.